Hi, welcome. Welcome to Drakkster's Flight School and Episode 2, Elite Dangerous for Beginners. I just want to go over a little bit of what we did last time. We started the basic quest that they have, a little bit of a warming up a quest on the abandoned outpost. We did some quests. Some delivery missions, and we received some credits. We purchased 2 suits and 1 firearm. So we purchased, just to go into the loadouts, we purchased an Artemis suit and we purchased a Maverick suit. And we purchased a detailed surface scanner for our ship that was about 250,000, and we still have, according to our screen, we still have 25,000 credits left. But what we want to do, since we actually got an Artemis suit, and so now we can scan plants, is we want to go out exploring and then bring all that data back here to Vista Genomics. This guy will give us a lot of money for doing exobiology. So we have a ship, we have a detailed surface scanner, but now we got to find planets to scan. Unfortunately, Elite Dangerous needs third-party websites to do that. So I so happen to load one up so we can take a look how we're going to find what we need. So let's go to our ship first of all. Kind of take a look at it. And we're going to use the loaner because what we want is to build enough money to get 2 ships. One is the Cobra Mark 5 and the other one is a Type 8 transporter. So we want those 2 ships to do various things with. But the easiest way to get the most money right now is through exobiology. There are various different ways, right? We can do bounty hunting in res zones, resource extraction sites. We can take our chances there. We can still do these wonderful missions that they came up on mission boards and transport data. Okay, we can do that. So we can do these forever. Transport back and forth, courier jobs, right? There's plenty of courier jobs for me to do. And some of them are very close, some of them are far. But look at this one. They're in the system. HIP 97950. So they're in this system. So I can do that. Look at the amount of courier jobs there is. So I can actually do lots of courier jobs and make money. But the best way to earn money in this game, in my opinion, is exobiology. If you remember last time, we actually put in the detailed surface scanner. Okay? And we need this one to scan a system. So we're not going to just do stellar exploration. We're going to do surface planetary exploration. So let's go to and we're going to go to Spanish. Okay, the website is called Spanish.co.uk. Spanish.co.uk. And here they're going to have a lot of things you can choose from. One is neutron plotter, road to riches, ammonia world route, Earth-like world route, rocky body high metal content route, trade planner, tourist planner, okay, fleet carrier route, galaxy plotter, and here it is, expressway to exo mastery. Expressway to exo mastery. Now, we don't really have a destination, so the source system is going to be HIP 97950. HIP 97950. Okay, we're not going to have a destination system. Leave destination system blank if you don't mind where you finish. Okay, what is the range of our ship? Well, let's find out. Our ship's range is, and we find out in the we press 4. We find out in the ship tab. Scroll down, and we 7.51 light years. Now, unfortunately, it won't do less than 10. So if I put 7.51, it actually is going to tell me it won't do it. But let's see. 25 radius, maximum system's 100. We don't need that many. We say 25. Okay. And then loop around. Maximum distance from arrival. We're going to lower that down to about 5,000. We don't need a lot. Let's do 5,000. We don't need to. We don't have an SEO drive, so it's going to take us a long time to actually do it. Now it says unable to generate route must be greater than 10 light years. So let's put 10 anyway. And we'll figure out the rest when we do the actual thing. So now let's take a look what we got. We got 5 systems, 5 scans, right? Okay, so if we increase the radius, okay, and we'll actually have more to scan. So we have 5 system, 5 scans. They're all pretty much the same, except this one, Recepta Conditivus. So now we have more. Okay, so we have a better opportunity at scanning. So all of these are going to give you what? Look at this number. Do you see this number to the right? But this is landmark value. So more or less that's the base value. But when it's a first time scan, you get a bonus. So this is the first place we're going to go to. Stratus Tectonicus, high metal content world. We're going to go to COL 285 sector RZVF C11 blah blah blah. Okay, so let's plot that route. Now remember, I got my Artemis suit already, so it's on me. And I want to plot that route to go there to make some money. COL 285 sector RZF C11-11. Okay. Now, how far away is this? Oh, it's right next door. It's on the lockdown. Ooh. Anonymous. So there might be some security there. Now, so I want to do, the planet is A1. That's what this says here. And the reason I'm using this screen and I typed it into my other screens because I have 2 computers. So I'm working with 2 computers. So apologies in advance. Okay, so let's take a look. We're back. Here's what the plot looks like. COL 285 sector RZVF C1111. So I plotted the route. Okay. And now we're going to go there. How many do we need? Well, if we get 3 or 4, that should be good enough, right? So we're gonna do enough to maybe buy a couple of ships. The first one that we want to switch out to is the Cobra Mark V. We want to get this ship because well, we want to switch out and upgrade it, so that the upgrading is going to cost a little bit, right? But we want to switch out to the Cobra Mark V because this is a loaner. This ship is a loaner, so we want to give this loaner back. We're not going to fly around on the loaner for the rest of our lives. Now, I said to you last time, don't buy ARCs. Please. Don't buy ARCs. All you're doing is cheating yourself, because you're going to get better ships than you actually used to. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get blown out of the sky. It's better to learn how to play. And then eventually buy ARCs if you want the next good ship coming in. But I'm really strongly dead set against what FDev is doing and what Frontier is doing with new players. I really am, because they only want new players so they can get more. They can get more ARCs. People buy more ARCs. Okay, and they launched the T11 exactly when they had this, right? Okay, so what I want to go is A1. But look at all these. It says unknown, unknown, unknown. So what am I going to do now? I got to find this planet, right? So now begins our exploration part of the exobiology, right? So we're going to, first and foremost, we have a scanner that we're going to buzz. So we're going to press 1, and the detail scanner is going to buzz the system. Tells us there's 17 bodies. 17 bodies. Now, you want to open the DSS scanner. I don't know what your key binding is for that, or if you're using a HOTUS, or if you're using a controller. But on my thing, it's the small, not the double apostrophe, it's the one apostrophe. So I press that button, and the way I actually scan this, if you look on the bottom, says leave FSS backspace. Zoom in by mouse 2 and mouse 1, right? And then you can tune it by you can choose your actual key bindings for tuning. Mine is the same as the ship, A and D. So I'm using A and D to focus on the planet. So I'm going to focus, and then I'm going to scan. And I'm getting money for this. On this planet, there's 2 biologicals. And that's the planet we want to go to. But I scanned it, so I'm going to get money for that. So I want to keep scanning and see what comes up. You don't get, by the way, you don't get money for asteroids or for like these. If you scan these things, which are signal sources, you're not going to get money for that. But you are going to get money for planets. Okay? You are going to get money for planets. So we're scanning planets. We're zooming into the location. Then we actually do something like this till that ring expands like that. And then all of a sudden, we have a circle and we're scanning. So B2 also has one. So A1, B2. That's also has a biological, so we might even want to go there, right? B4, nothing. Okay, we're scanning. It's ice planet. It's giving me money on the codex, and we can turn this in for money, right? Scanning. Now I suggest you try it out a little bit, practice on go into a system, even one that's already inhabited. And this one has belt, but there's nothing. I'm not going to get paid anything for that, right? High mail content world, non-terraformable. Look at that. That's going into the codex, and because I'm a new player, and so are you, you're going to get money for that new scan, for that codex. It's going to go into your codex and you're going to get money for that. And all that's going to add up. And you'll have enough to buy a brand new beautiful ship, right? Because you're going to turn in this loaner. And then you are going to use only your brand new ship to explore the galaxy. Okay, so I see body. That's a pretty... My daughter would really like those colors. Okay. She actually sometimes sits here and she wants to see the planets. So, Daddy, show me the planets. So, we keep on scanning. We have one more left. So, one is missing from us. Where are you? Where are you? And there it is. Okay. So, how do I set up my scan? Usually, when I get into a system, notice that the lines... Actually, the lines should show themselves. Let me see. It's not showing themselves. Where are the lines? Where are the galactic lines? Anyway, it would be... There they are. So then I see the lines, and I'm going to be like perpendicular to them, right? Or horizontal. They got to be horizontal. So this way, when I press the button to scan, they're showing up this way. So I can go left and right. Okay? So on my, next to the enter key is that small, not apostrophe, it's like quote, the quote sign, but it's the single button. So I press that button to open up the FSS. Okay. Alright, so now we have two planets. One is A1 and one is B2. A1 is relatively close. So we want to plot a course to A1, and it's going to actually take us there. And we don't have Super Cruise Overdrive, so we're going to go kind of slow. Slower than normal, right? Now I'm going to show you how to land on a planet. It's pretty easy. There's different ways. People have different ways of landing. I land on a planet like, I guess, like an astronaut would, or a pilot would. There are people in the game that are kamikaze, and they go straight down, and hopefully they get close enough so they don't have to boost. But it's like they're dropping from the sky. Okay, so now we're going to our planet. We have two things to scan here. What do we do first when we get to the planet? We got to slow down first because we're going pretty fast. Now we put on Super Cruise, but it's going to put us in orbit. We don't want to be in orbit. We want to be close enough that we can scan the planet. What does that mean? You see how I have D scanner on the right and surface scanner on the left, right? D scanner on the right, surface scanner on the left. So I might be a little bit too close, but that's okay. So I'm going to right click my mouse, and I want to do, I have 4 probes, so I can get a bonus. I have 4 probes before I don't have a bonus. So I want to do that now. So I have 3 I'm going to shoot in different locations. This might take a little bit of time to learn, but you'll learn in time. And then I am going to scan the planet. Okay, and I got 100%. So there's the two things that are here, bacterium and stratum. Bacterium and stratum. So I'm going to press all, right? And then I'm going to land. So I can land anywhere. I would recommend landing on the light side, because on the dark side you're not going to see anything. Alright, so I can land anywhere. I'm just going to choose a spot. We can go there. And be mindful of your speed. Notice in the middle where the circular radar is, you'll see your speed to the right of that. Try to stay within that little white dot. You go too fast, you'll actually not crash into the planet. You'll basically have to start over because you'll miss the window to glide in. And what you want to do next is glide. So if you go beyond this, you're going to stop the glide. You want to be above the glide, above that red thing that tells you you're going to miss the glide. So I want to hit the glide, dropping for more orbital cruise, and I got the glide. Okay, around 45 to 50 degrees is where you want to be when you're gliding in. This is the safe way of doing it. There are crazier way of doing it. Everybody does it their own way. So I'm gliding in. About 1.5 kilometers above the surface, I'm going to lower the landing gear. That's the L key. L key. Okay. And what I want to do is find things to scan. So they're already popping up. Right? They're all the white little things. Those are bacterium. How do I know? Well, I've been playing for a long time, so I kind of know. So this is the bacterium, and this other greenish stuff is stratum. So we have a good location. Lucky you, this is going to be the first time I actually use the scanner with the new option of 750 meters. I haven't used it yet. So let's land. And let's scan some bacterium. Now there's our stratum, but let's scan the bacterium first. So you press 5, and then your scanner comes out. Your right key will scan the distance. Wow, that goes pretty far. That goes pretty far. So you can see all the places I can go to scan bacterium, right? Right there, right there. So here's one ahead of us. We're going to scan bacterium. And this is our first scan. Bacterium cerebrus, green organic. So this is our first scan. So that means that we can find the other bacterium. We need three to be able to complete a set. So we need 3 to complete. So here's a suggestion. Even though you can scan 750 meters, get back in your ship and go a little bit out and find more bacterium. That's what I do. If you have an SRV, you can use an SRV, which is one of those ground vehicles. And you can use your SRV to go around, but I like to, if I have a small ship, I like to glide above the surface and find more stuff. So I'll just go in a triangular fashion, and just to go far enough until I find more bacterium. And here's more bacterium over here, and this should be a good place. I never raise my landing gear, because if I hit the surface, my landing gear kind of covers for me. Okay, so I don't take damage. Okay, so now we are going to scan again, and this is the second time. We need 3 overall. We press number 5. We scan, and it's green. So that means we're far enough from the other location, 1.3 kilometers away. We're far enough that it's a unique biological sample. So we have to be at least half a kilometer away to be able to be unique, right? So we scan. I'm going to get back in my ship, and I'm going to find the third one. And then we do stratum. Believe it or not, just these 2 scans will get you enough for a Cobra. But we're going to keep going. right? We're going to do a few. Why not? We just started. Okay? And you can do this, if you go to Spanch, it'll give you a big list. You can do this for a while. Even if you get 100 million, 200 million, it doesn't matter. Okay? We found another one. We're going to land. We're going to see if this one is good for us. Disembark. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of suit you have. You don't need to have a high-end suit to do the scanning. You can have grade 1, and that'll be enough, actually. Class 1 scan. So there's another one right there. It is green, right? So I went in a triangle. I started over there, went that way, then I went over here. So I do kind of a triangle pattern. Now, this means that I haven't scanned it yet. But if I scan it, I lose the biological samples I did before. Which I wish actually you can scan more than one biological sample at a time. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So now that's our first sample completed. And then when we turn this in, we're going to get cash for it. So let's see. Now it's green, so I can scan, right? And this is the stratum. We scan it. Our first component, partial sample obtained, stratum tectonicus. Now why didn't it show up in the sample box? Okay. Alright, let's keep going. I don't know why it didn't show up, but it didn't. Okay, so we're going to go to our ship. And again, I'm going to just do a triangular pattern in this area and then keep going, right? Now, why do we want to do that? We want to collect a second complete sample. And then we're going to move on to another planet and get another sample. And about 3 or 4 or 5 samples later, we should have enough for our next ship and more. Okay. Now, these are all bacterium, and this is going to be a stratum right there. It's light green. Okay. Fantastic. Don't do what I just did. Slam down your ship. Okay. Okay, so I am scanning. Okay, sample. And someone's at the door knocking at my door. I don't know who it is, but okay. 2 out of 3. This is a new sample, so but the message didn't pop up when I pulled the first sample. So let's see. This is a new one, I know, because I haven't done this on this account yet. Okay. So now we're gonna do a third one, just far enough away so that it will be a new sample, right? And there's another tectonicus. Wonderful. Nice landing. Don't do that. You might destroy your ship. Okay. Okay, so this is the third partial sample, and I need 3 partial samples. And the way you know this is going to be good, you right click and it turns green. Okay, I take the sample and I got my second full sample of biological data. Okay, so what now? Well, we saw that there was another one at the planet B2, but I believe B2 What does this say? Giraffe. I saw giraffe. Ghost giraffe spacebar. Ghost giraffe spacebar. What are they doing here? Okay, never mind. They're everywhere. B1 is 75,000 light seconds away. That might take a while for us to get there. There was only one sample on the planet, so that means that's probably gonna be a bacterium. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at Spanch again. Let's do that. Why can't I see the window? That'll be nice to see the window. See the window. See the window. Okay. And the next system is Van Nyekwi. Van Nyekwi BC3. But that looks like it's only 2448 distance away. It's another stratus tectonicus. So let's plot this course to Van. The system is called Van. Now we're outside the protective zone. So if we actually played in open, right now we'd probably get ganked and destroyed. So this is 17 light years away, and it's a little bit of a distance. We don't have a fuel scoop, and we might run out of fuel. So let's see what we're gonna do. Let's fly. Look. What we can do is along the way find a station, get fuel, and move on, right? So we got two biological samples. So let's try to get 2 more and see how much money we get for the 4 biological samples. Because all we need maybe is about, I believe it's 2 million for I'm not exactly sure. About 2 million for a Cobra Mach 5. I'm not exactly sure, but let's see. Now when this happens, you see how it says obscured? You go into your map, you scroll to this, right? You scroll to that, and then you unlock, so you can get off the planet. Okay. Now for those joining me and are not first timers, okay, you might learn something, but I'm going to be descriptive, so I'm going to describe everything I'm doing. For the person who's listening and is a new player, they can actually learn how to play the game, right? Not just watch you be technically savvy and show everybody how important you are. So let's plot the course now. We're locked in. We have to swing around and go towards that system. So we press J, right, and then we're gonna go to Vathruva. I think I said that right. And it's an anarchy system. Now it doesn't look like I'm running out of fuel yet, so I might have 2 more jumps before I completely run out of fuel. So maybe the next one, I'm gonna get fuel. So I gotta find a station and fuel up before I move on, right? Actually, since I'm here, I don't know if anybody's done any scanning. Let's scan this. Let's descanner and see how many planets it has. 27. Oh my goodness. It's already been completely scanned, right? It has 27 planets. But let's see if, so we're going to do this. We're going to go in system. And let's see if it has anything with biological data. So we can go to planet information. And notice down here, if you press on the planet, go to this planetary information, it'll say features. So you're looking for biological. So maybe we can scan here. None, 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 none. Geological. This one. Nope. Nope. Okay. This one. No. And bingo. 4B has 2 biological signals, right? 4B. So we can scan this planet and get our 2. Okay, no. No. And look at that. 4E. 4E also has 2 biological. All right, we'll continue. Okay, so 4B and 4E are good places to go. That'll give us 4 biologicals. And if we scan those and the ones that we're going to do in the other system, I think we will probably be done, right? So let's go to the first one, which is 4B. And you can do that within any system. You might find yourself some goodies. Sometimes by doing this, you find yourself with more than you actually intended to find. So we're going to go there. And 4B, there's even 3D has a station. So after that we can get some fuel. When we finish the scans, we can get some fuel. All right. Good deal. Very simple to do biological, exobiology. It's very, very simple, right? Even if we get ganked now by an NPC, we don't have anything in cargo, so they're not going to attack us. They're not going to do anything with us. On the surface, you're not going to be attacked. So it's the easiest way to make money and the least stressful. The least stressful. I like it because it's the least stressful. So we're going to go to 4B. And since my ship doesn't have an SCO, I can't really go that fast. I have to go the old way. This is the way we used to do it before we had SCO drives, Super Cruise Overdrive. And we used to go, and sometimes it would take us half hour to transverse the star system. This is the old way. So now I'm at 4B, right? I'm going to scan the planet, get an idea what's on the planet, find a spot, and then scan again. It's relatively very, very simple. And it makes me the most money. You'll see. When we turn in the data at Vista Genomics, we're actually going to be it's going to be very, very profitable. Okay? So I want to slow down. I want to deactivate the Super Cruise Assist. I'm going to slow down, get close enough so I can scan. This is a nice planet too. This teal looking thing. Right? Alright, so we're here. We're going to scan. So this is a smaller planet, so it's only 2 probes. That's a good thing. That means it's light gravity. It doesn't look like anybody had first footfall. Normally you see first footfall, but it was okay. So on this planet, wait, let's do that again. We have bacterium and Fanticula. All right. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that again, like we did in the other planet, and grab the data. Right. Remember, if I'm in this, I'm not gonna be able to do. And I'm going in too fast. I'm not gonna do the glide here. Too fast for orbital cruise. I did it to myself. I did it too fast, and I came in too fast, and basically, it's okay, but it's gonna take me a little bit to get down to the surface. Okay, I'm gonna pick those white spots because the mountainous area is really not gonna be easy to scan anything. So those white spots are gonna be places where I can scan. Alright, it's like watching paint dry, but there's nothing you can do. The ship is slow because we don't have outfitting that is appropriate that can make it go faster. So right now we have the slowest modules in the game. But soon we will have the fastest. Again, the white area will be better than the teal area, green area, because that's going to be mountainous and this is going to be a plain. So it'll be easy to pick up the bacterium. Now what's going to happen is, if this planet already has bacterium you have on the other planet, it's not going to give you a full bonus. You might only make 1 million or 2 off of that scan. But that's still better than nothing. Sometimes I ignore scanning bacterium that are already scanned, right? So we should be seeing the first signs of flora very, very soon. Okay. Landing gear. And there we go. Little spots. That's the Fanticula. Okay, perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice area to scan. And this is a new plant. Right up to the landing gear. It's not level. It'll tell you that it's not ready to. You're not ready to land. Why? Oh, it just turned blue. So we want to land here. Okay. So we're here. Press 3. Disembark. And we're gonna scan. Now these can be actually scanned closer to each other. So you might not have to get out of your ship and keep get into your ship and fly to the next one. Okay. Beautiful plants. I love these. These are my favorite. Fungi. Okay. Why it didn't give me a thing, I don't know. First time scan. Let's Strange. So if you do a space bar, you can boost up in the air and kind of take a look what's out there. So now I'm right click scanning, and I don't see any green yet. And there's the green. Okay? And that's what we're looking for. We want to go hit the green. So I didn't take the ship because these usually are closer. It's not that far to walk. You don't have to go far to actually scan a second batch. Right? This is still blue. And this might still be blue. Yep. And this is not. Okay. So now we have to go to another patch where it's green, right? But let's go back to the ship and find another patch by flying to it. I don't see any bacterium, and they would be very visible here in the white part of this planet, right? If that's the case, you need to fly around a little bit to do some searching. Don't be worried about ships that you see in the sky or they fly over you. They're usually system security vessels, and they'll scan you and they'll keep moving since they see you're not really a threat. And believe me, you're not a threat, right? Because what you're flying is definitely not a threat. That's why I like to take the ship, because it's more convenient. Or SRV, which is the vehicle. If I had a vehicle hangar and I could store it. But on this ship I don't. Okay, so let's find, if we go up the hill there, I'm sure we'll be able to pick up a third batch. Like this. But that still might be too close. Or this. So we can go here. That should be good enough. Alright. Let's get out. And we're going to scan. Right, and there they are. Okay, that's number 3. So we got 3 distinctive biological samples. Okay, that's pretty good. I didn't see any bacterium, but we can fly around a little bit to see if we spot any bacterium in the area. Okay. Now we have some messages. Joining a squadron. We have some reputation. We got our pilot variation district permit issued. Wow, great. So let's take a look to see if we find any bacterium. But bacterium in a rocky world usually is elusive. So I don't see anything. And usually you pick it up right away. They're usually together. The fonticula and the bacterium, they're usually together. But it's not a big deal. We already got 3. And there's 2 more on a different planet that we can scan. There it is, right there. That's 1. That is 1, okay? Fantastic. So we're going to scan this. And then we need 2 more. And this might be a different one. Let's see what it is. Orange. So we got green last time, but it doesn't give you the message that this is a unique one. But when you turn it in, it will say it's unique, because we never got orange. We never did scanning of this planet. So this is our first scan of this bacterium. So again, I like to do triangular pattern. There's 1 there, but that's too close. Let's see if we can find one around here. And nothing so far. It's going to be dark gray patch. Okay, nothing. I know what you're thinking, are you going too fast? I can spot them right away. I've been doing this for a while, but for argument's sake, I'm doing, because I can't see them. I can see them from a distance, but they're not showing up. That one was too close, so it will, here it goes. It'll give us a different scan. There we go. There we are. Okay, this is our second partial sample, right? We need 3 partial samples to make 1 full sample. They have to be in different locations. You can even fly up past this and go somewhere else. Doesn't have to be in this valley. Okay. That's number 2. Okay. And now let's find number 3. We're going to go this direction. Up the hill. Maybe we find something up the hill. And that looks like something right there. Of course. Beautiful. Alright. Now, when you scan enough, you're going to get ranking in Exobiology. When you get that ranking, you're going to get free suits in the store. So you need not buy any suits because you will get freebies. You will get freebies, especially when you're doing combat. You'll get, if you get combat rank, you're going to get freebies in that too. Little beautifying skins that you can wear. So we're going to try to do this account without buying arcs whatsoever. We're not going to buy any arcs. We're just going to do everything on credit. So we did our 2 scans. The next one is 4E. So we're going to do 4E, get some fuel, and we'll see if we're going to keep going, because we already got 4 scans, right? And I said we just need maybe 5. So we'll probably have 6 altogether after the next one, right? So we might not need to go and fly to that other system. Okay, so we want to go to 4E. We're at 4B. Where is 4B? Did I pass it? I think I passed it. Maybe not. 3. I passed it. E. There's 4E right there. Okay. Okay, so we'll press Super Cruise. It'll fly us there. We'll slow down enough that we'll scan the planet. And we'll do 2 more, and that'll be 6. And then what you want to do is take your biological data to Vista Genomics, turn it in, and get the money. So we're going to do that after these 2 scans, because we'll have 6. And I think that should be enough to buy us a Cobra Mach 5. Okay, so we need to do that quickly, because I need to leave around 9:30 my time, in about an hour. So we should be able to do that in less than an hour. Now I went slow, I explained things, so if you want, watch this video a few times, practice, but you can do this often. And I told you the website's called Spansh, SPANSH.co.uk. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the Super Cruise Assist. Press the X key to completely slow down. Okay, I'm a little bit too close. Let's see how big this is. This is a 2 probe. Alright, 1, 2. Now this has a dark side and a light side. Where do I want to go? I definitely don't want to scan on the dark side. Again, we have bacterium and fonticula. So that's cool. That's okay. We can still make a lot of money for these 2 scans. So we're going to swing around and go to the light side. And then land. Okay. Now I went too fast last time. That's because I was in the red. So this time I don't want to be in the red. I want to be about 45-degree angle and land about 50 or 45 degree, and then land and then scan. Now there are a lot of different plants, so don't think that most of the plants you see here are gonna be, that's it, that's the only ones. There are dozens and dozens of plants, and I think they're gonna add new ones very, very soon. Okay, so what you want to do is slow down. Right about now you put landing gear, you press L, And this is going to be hard to find bacterium, so if we get Fonticula, we're only going to do Fonticula. Oh, there's the bacterium, so that's not bad. They're light gray. In these type of worlds, there's reddish or whatever, it's kind of hard to find bacterium. But we're going to scan everything we can. Okay, that's pretty nice. Land. And disembark. Now, if we don't have enough to get the ship, then we're going to continue doing exobiology, right? Because it's easy, it's relatively quick. This system, it wasn't even on the list to go to. But we found biological signals on these planets, right? So this one I think is different, right? We took a sample. We're gonna get in our ship, and the way I like to do it is just get in the ship and fly to the next one. A small ship is actually better than a medium size or large. So if I do triangular pattern, I know that these are here. I can come back to these, right? She's a real small ship. There we go. We're going to scan the data. Get the sample, and then we're going to move on. And we got what we want. And we're going to board our ship. Again, I'm going to go on a triangular pattern, right? Usually if I see bacterium, there's going to be other bacterium nearby, right? And I really do wish that FDev can put a scanner in the ship that I can do biological scanning. But I guess in the 33rd century, they don't have ships that can scan life forms on the planet, right? Okay, so this one's number 3. Okay. So now we're looking for bacterium, and usually if I do this, I can spot it, but I don't see anything. Not for a while, right? So let's get in our ship and fly around a little bit. Now they were light gray, so this way, there's one right there. It's a completely different color than the planetary color. So here we are. Scan it. That's one. Okay. Press 5. Right click and it's perfect, right? It's green, so that means we can scan it. If it was blue, that means we cannot. Or purple. Violet cyan. I don't know why it's not giving me a message for some reason. But it's okay. We know everything we scan is new since we are a new player. There's one right there, but it's too close. So we need to fly a little bit to find another source. So I set triangular pattern. There's one right there. Straight ahead. And being that we're in a ship, we can actually get here faster. Okay. I actually like the Sidewinder. Very maneuverable, perfect for exploration actually. But it's supposed to be a fighter. I never actually had combat in the Sidewinder except for some bounty hunting. But I let the police do all the work. I didn't do any work, right? So I just need one more and then we're done. And that'll be six brand new biological samples. So actually 4 brand new, 2 maybe copies. Let's go this way. I'm gonna go on top of the mesa here and see if it's perfect right there. And we were just here, actually. Perfect. Okay. This will be our last sample. We're going to go take this to the station, turn it in. And just FYI, you have to go to a larger station, either one that is on the surface or one that is in orbit. And I'll show you what I mean by that. For instance, this station I just saw. Let's look at the map. It'll be better. This station here, these two, Pain Holding and Barnaby Hub, they won't have Vista Genomics. They won't have Vista Genomics, but this one will. Gentle Platform. And if we look down the list, there's Vista Genomics, right? We want to plot a course for Gentle Platform and go turn in our data. Now, if you like this kind of gameplay and you want to make a lot of money, you could do this for a while. We only did 6 biological samples. Okay? And we're going to get some good amount of money, but enough to get our ship. And I'll tell you what we're going to do next to be able to get our perfect ship. And then outfit the ship. Okay. So we want to go to Gentle Platform. Okay. I'm just going to be AFK for 2 seconds while we're getting out of orbit. I wouldn't be able to do that with an SEO drive, but I can do that with this drive because it's slow. This is the older way of flying. Okay. Now, we're going to turn in our biological data, the Vista Genomics. We can buy a ship with the money that we get and outfit it somewhat, right? Now, I'm not ready for combat as a brand new player, so I'm probably not interested in putting armament or anything like that, but I will put stuff that I can do some exploration. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Where do I get all the equipment? Now, in the past, before Ep.2, we built up enough credits, and it's usually 1 billion credits, to make a ranking called Elite in the trade designation. With that, we're able to get a system that would unlock a system called Shinrata Desra. At Shinrata Desra, we had every module on the God's Son. So we had everything available to us. But now Ep.2 came in, and the stronghold carriers carry everything that you need to upgrade your ship. Okay, some might give you a discount, some might not. That's not important. The discount's not important because we're going to make a lot of money anyway. But you were able to upgrade at the stronghold carrier. And I said to you yesterday, when we did the first stream, I said that you should pick up a power play host right away. And I said Grom because he gives you bonuses and everything. He's like a jack of all trades. Okay, he gives you bonuses and everything. I also said that you should get a squadron, because sometimes the squadron leader will help you. They'll have things on board like materials so you can upgrade your suits. So you should get a squadron and fly with a squadron. Luckily, I have a squadron ready that I built, so this one I'm going to invite myself to the squad as soon as I do the I turn in the Vista Genomics material, right? So I'm going to pick a squadron, and I'm going to pick a power play person so I can go to the stronghold carrier and outfit my ship. Now you can outfit in this station. They'll probably have some things, but it won't have everything like they will at the squadron carrier. I mean the power play carrier, the stronghold carrier, right? Or even at the squadron carrier. My squadron carrier has 10 billion on board, so I could take $1 billion and buy whatever I want with it. But I'm not going to do that. I want to build up the credits on my own without any help. And I want to build up the arcs on my own without any help. Okay, so for purpose of teaching and showing you guys how to do it without having to kind of cut corners, circumvent the game. So try not to spend your money on arcs. Okay, so we're at the gentle platform. Just FYI, when you do buy a ship, okay, don't forget your modules will be sold with the ship. So if the DSS right now, I'm going to put in storage right away, because I know I should have enough to buy any kind of ship here. It doesn't matter what ship. I just can buy any kind of ship better than this one, right? So we want to hold on to the detailed surface scanner because, well, we paid 300,000 for it, or it's 250, something like that. Secondly, we need it because we're gonna keep doing exploration. Okay. Okay. And I have auto dock. I have, so what I do, the auto dock, I pressed gentle platform, and I pressed here, and it auto docks by itself. You'll eventually learn how to fly, and you'll say, why that auto dock? That's so lazy. And you'll want to do it without the auto dock, right? So first we're going to fuel, right? And then we're going to actually store the DSS, because we want to keep this as our own. That's probably more the detailed surface scan is probably more expensive than the actual ship and the modules, but that's okay. We want to put it in our next ship, right? And there's the DSS. Okay, we want to store it. It's 250,000, so we want to store it. Okay, because we're going to give back our ship. So let's disembark. Go to Vista Genomics. Now that you have to go on foot because it's on foot gameplay, right? So we're going to go to Vista Genomics within this, within the concourse. This guy's a baddie. Okay, he looks like a baddie, doesn't he? Okay. Okay. And we're going to go to Vista Genomics, turn in our data. Okay, and then we're going to see how let's see how much we made from those scans. 24,700,000 from those scans. That's not bad, right? Very nice. Nice. So we even got a promotion. Great. Not bad. So 24 million. That should be enough to buy a new ship. So we're going to go next door to Inter Astra.
Welcome to Inter Astra. Take your time.
Okay, so there was only 6. Was it 6? Yeah, 6 plants. We got 24 million. And I can't purchase anything except Sidewinder. Why is that? Shipyard. Manager shipyard. Ships available. Oh, purchase ships. Ships available. So now I'm looking for ships to purchase, right? So I can purchase the Type 8 transport. I need 38 million. So that's a little bit more actual scanning, right? But my sweetheart of a ship, Cobra Mach 5, is only 2 million. And this is the one I want to buy. So I'm going to purchase it. Right? And we're not going to store current ship. We're going to give it back to them. We're going to exchange it. We're going to give it back to them, right? Confirm. And they keep the other one. Okay, we don't want a loaner. So now I have a Cobra Mach 5, right? But I need to outfit it, right? Because that won't have anything in it. So let's go to the hangar. Oh, like we gotta make that one our ship.
We've got a wide one. Take your time.
So we're gonna make this, use this ship. Yeah, it's our current ship. Fantastic. Okay. And so I don't think we'll be able to outfit much here, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay. And that'll be the conversation of our next stream, outfitting your first ship. And there's our Cobra Mach 5 that we made in less than 1 hour of gameplay. I think it was about an hour. Right? It cost us 2 million. We got 24 million for all that hard work we did. Fantastic. So imagine if we did more, if we did maybe 10, maybe 20, how much more we'd have. But for the next one, we need 40 million plus upgrading, right? So we're going to board. And we're going to finish off with our... We're going to finish off by aligning ourselves with a power play, right? So I'll show you what I mean by outfitting. So we go here to that system services. We go to outfitting, and basically it'll have nothing in the ship. It only has 4 E's and 3 E's, etc. This is the cheapest ones. We have a 15 light year jump range, right? And an optional, we basically have the cheapest shield generator. So we really don't have anything. We do have these. This is good. So we can land, advanced docking. We can land. We have super cruisers. Okay. That's okay. So maybe let's see if we find a thruster and a frameshift drive. Okay. Does it have one? So we need looking for a class 4A, but it doesn't. It has a 4B. It doesn't have any SCOs. So what we want to do is go to our power play, right? Thrusters won't have anything either. They don't have anything here. Okay, so we need to upgrade the ship, but the best place to do that is A, Shinrata Desra, but we didn't make 1 billion, so we don't have elite status with, let's say, in trade, and the trade component of the trade ranking. Or we can go to our power play host like Grom and buy the outfitting at the stronghold carrier. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we're going to do power play. We're going to align ourselves with, and you can read all this, I already know it. There are 12 factions that you can align yourself with, and we want Grom. That's the one. I think it's best overall. Grom has all the overall has a balanced reward system, right? Okay, and you got some access to different things. Like, look, it says access to rank decal, pack-hound missiles, prepare containment missiles, advanced plasma accelerator enforcement cannon, pacifier frag cannon, pulse disruptor laser, prismatic shield, imperial hammer, retributor, beam laser, concord cannon, mining lance lever, beam laser, and cyto scrambler burst laser. So all these they'll give you as you rank up. So we're gonna actually pledge to Grom, and then he will give us access to the stronghold carrier. Now this is stuff that you can read, and I'll teach you how to work power play. But now we are in Grom's power, right? And in order to rank up, because we're rank 0, you have to do weekly assignments. So these are the first 5 that you have to do to rank up, and we can do that next time. Okay, but we already aligned ourselves with a power. What next? Well, you know what? I feel lonely. I don't want to be by myself. So I'm going to align myself with a squadron and, you know, fly with a crew. Even so, if it's a small squadron, it's okay. Right? So I'm actually going to align myself with a squadron. So I'm going to press find squadron. Okay. And the squadron I'm going to do search for squadrons is my own DRKK. So let's see. And this is Drakkster. right? The division for reconnaissance, assault, and kills. And my motto is, we like to go fast. Name the movie. I like to go fast. If you're not first, you're last. Okay? Yes, name that movie. So now I'm apply to this squadron, right? And I'm going to apply to this squadron. Okay? I'm going to send an application. It's not necessarily to even say anything. Tell us why you want to join us. Application. Hi there, I'd like to join your squad. It doesn't matter. Okay? I still say yes to everybody. Okay? And so I sent my application to squadron. I joined Grom. And let's go to the galaxy map and see where Grom is. Where do we have to go to upgrade our ship? Okay? So this is our normal galaxy map. We're here in this area. But we're going to go and do power play map mode. And we're looking for stronghold in Grom. So we're going to toggle and toggle Grom. And Grom is pretty close by. There's one right there. And actually, I think that's the capital. Well, one of the capitals. No, Clay Karma is the capital. But this one's pretty close. And this will have, you see this is a stronghold system. But this one will have a little dot, which means there's a stronghold carrier there. And it's only 28 light years away. 2 jumps. Perfect. So let's go there. And we're going to stop at outfitting at the stronghold carrier, so that next time we do outfitting, and then we'll continue on with a different type of exploration. We're going to go look for Earth-like worlds. Okay? But we're going to outfit it completely. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, but that's going to require more time than I have, because I have to actually go somewhere in a little bit. So I want to finish off at Grom Station. So I already applied to the squadron. The squadron leader has to say yes. And then I will have access to the squadron bank and the squadron fleet carrier. And on my squadron fleet carrier, we have a lot of goodies. So I can upgrade my 2 suits that I have, the Maverick suit and the Artemis suit, if I didn't make a promise that I wasn't going to do that. So I actually want to do the gameplay as I intended it to do. Also, don't forget, I said to you last time that when you're upgrading, when you're up leveling in power play, that you're going to get care packages. These care packages are going to have goodies inside. They're ingredients for your suit and for your ship. So when you start doing engineering, you don't necessarily have to do grinding materials. If you're doing power play every week, eventually you'll hit level 100, and you'll have all the materials that you need for... Okay, I got this. Also, I forgot to turn in the codex. That's extra money too. So you'll have all the materials that you need for your suit and for your ship. Okay, some people don't want any help, right? They want to do it on their own. So even though there's thousands of tons of materials on my ship, and you can upgrade 15 suits without even making a dent in the amount of materials I have, some people want to do it on their own, right? They want to go out, do the work, upgrade. They don't want to bypass the gameplay, right? And maybe you're like that. But I wanted to do this with you because maybe you don't want to join a squadron. Maybe you don't want to join and get help. So maybe you want to do it all by yourself. that's okay too. You don't have to join squad. But if you do and you want to join a squadron, mine is free to open. It's open. I'm pretty good at teaching new players, as you can see. I'm very helpful. The call sign is DRKK. The squadron is D.R.A.K. The division for reconnaissance, assault, and kills. So now I am at the stronghold carrier, and we'll do the outfitting next time, because I want to do it in a separate video, and also I don't have much time left, so I need to finish this video now. Okay. But thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming and viewing this. And if you're a brand new player, feel free to join my squadron. Call sign DRKK. I don't have any requirements. You don't have to do a song and dance. You don't have to make a promise that you're going to do anything. Just join and have some fun. Okay. Now I'm being held back by the gravity well of this planet, so I need to do a little bit of a you press tab to do the SCO, and then I can get out of the gravity well because it's just holding us back. Okay. The system is called Frey. A very appropriate name. Very Viking style. So, okay, so now we're at the Stronghold Fleet, and that's our Stronghold carrier taking on some power play ships that are coming in for the attack. Okay, we're gonna ask to land, and we're gonna stay here till our next video, so we can actually learn to outfit our ship, and I could show you kind of like what I'm gonna do. Now, I want to work on getting another. So right now we have how much? 22 million. So I don't know how much the outfitting is gonna cost. Right, but let's just say the Type 8 costs 48 million. Let's just say another 40 million on top of that for outfitting, because we want to make a mining ship, and then we're going to do a mining with the Type 8. So we're going to use the Type 8 to mine, and we might even catch the community goal and do that. So we'll figure it out. Okay, so now, and I'll show you what I mean. The last one, the place we went to at the other station, the Gentle platform, basically didn't have much. So if I go into outfitting here, right, I'm going to have pretty much everything I need, including, for instance, we were looking at thrusters, and this has every thruster that I need, right? Okay. I was looking at frameships drive. We didn't have a 4A. Here we have a 4A. So we're going to replace that and upgrade our ship. Okay, so we can get things done. So we'll do that next time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully this was helpful. Try to do it on your own. Try to do the exobiology. You can probably end up, if you spend a good couple of hours, you might get a couple of 100 million. The two ships that I'm going to be working on trying to get is, I already got the Cobra Mark V, and that's for I'm going to use this for exploration, for planetary exploration, and also missions on planets, because it's small, so it can fit places, right? It can land in better places. So the next ship I'm going to get after this is the Type 8. Okay, And the Type 8 I'm going to use for mining. So we're going to build that ship to mine. The third ship will be the Mandalay. And hopefully by the time we get the Mandalay and Python Mach 2 or the Corsair, my favorite ship of all time, the Panther Clipper, will be available to buy in the shipyard. So we'll see. Okay, try not to buy ARCs. Don't buy any ships on ARCs. $2.50 is all you needed to pay for this game. I'm actually insulted that they actually made it for sale at that low price. It's less than a cup of coffee for two fantastic components of a great game. But I'm done here. I wish you well, Commanders 07, and I will see you next time.